A chilling new warning from the Pentagon as China's nuclear buildup accelerates at a pace unmatched by any other nuclear power. Draft Pentagon report says China likely loaded more than 100 intercontinental ballistic missiles across 3 newly built silo fields. Beijing calls Pentagon's report a recycled narrative, a pretext, it says, for U.S. nuclear expansion and strategic posturing. The report, seen by news agency Reuters, says China shows no appetite for arms control talks, even as global concerns grow over nuclear stability. According to a draft Pentagon report, China has likely deployed more than 100 intercontinental ballistic missiles in newly built silo fields near its border with Mongolia, a dramatic acceleration of its long-range strike capability that has stunned observers and Washington alike. These solid-fuel DF-31 ICBMs, silent sentinels buried deep beneath the steppe, are believed to be deployed in silo fields near China's border with Mongolia, the first time U.S. officials have estimated how many missiles may be loaded at those sites. While the Pentagon has not identified potential targets, officials warned the findings underscore Beijing's rapidly expanding military ambitions. Reuters reports that they signal a rapid expansion of China's nuclear forces as Beijing's arsenal continues to grow. Analysts warn the stockpile could exceed 1,000 warheads by the decade, challenging long-standing assumptions about strategic parity. The Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists says China is expanding and modernizing its nuclear arsenal faster than any other nuclear-armed nation. Beijing has rejected the accusations, calling them attempts to smear and defame China and mislead the international community. China's embassy in Washington insists it maintains a defensive nuclear strategy, keeps its arsenal at the minimum level required for national security, and continues to uphold a moratorium on nuclear testing. The Pentagon report estimates China's nuclear warhead stockpile stood in the low 600s in 2024, noting a slower production rate than in earlier years. But the report warns that China's nuclear expansion is ongoing and that Beijing is on track to possess more than 1,000 nuclear warheads by 2030. The findings come just weeks after U.S. President Donald Trump said he may be working on a plan to pursue denuclearization talks with both China and Russia. Yet the Pentagon assessment says Beijing appears uninterested in any comprehensive arms control discussions at this stage. China, meanwhile, reiterates its long-stated position that it follows a no-first-use nuclear policy and views its arsenal as purely defensive. The report also delivers a stark warning beyond nuclear weapons, stating that China believes it could fight and win a war over Taiwan by the end of 2027. Beijing considers democratically governed Taiwan its own territory and has never ruled out the use of force to achieve reunification. According to the Pentagon, China is refining military options to seize Taiwan by brute force, including long-range strikes as far as 1,500 to 2,000 nautical miles from its shores. In sufficient numbers, the report warns, such strikes could severely disrupt U.S. military presence across the Asia-Pacific region. Meanwhile, China has now turned the pressure back on Washington, urging the United States to fulfill its own nuclear disarmament responsibilities. Beijing says the U.S. should substantially reduce its nuclear arsenal to create conditions for broader global disarmament.
We demand that both sides of the conflict ensure the safety and legitimate rights and interests of Chinese citizens and enterprises.
I am not familiar with the so-called internal report from the United States you referred to.
This kind of rhetoric from the US is a consistent tactic of theirs, aimed at providing justification for their own rapid modernization of nuclear capabilities and for actions that undermine global strategic stability. The international community must have a clear understanding of this. The United States, as the superpower with the largest nuclear arsenal, the nuclear superpower, must genuinely fulfill its special priority responsibility for nuclear disarmament, further substantially and significantly reduce its nuclear arsenal, and create conditions for other nuclear weapon states to join the disarmament process.
As nuclear arsenals grow, diplomacy stalls and tensions rise from Eastern Europe to the Indo-Pacific. The race between deterrence and escalation is once again taking center stage on the global chessboard.